Welcome to Reddit Terror Loop. Tonight we have, during my night shift, I saw something I shouldn't have see. I work at a museum, a huge, silent and cold place where every step echoes like the building itself is breathing with you. There's one exhibition I was assigned to guard. Among all the pieces, there's one I can never ignore. A smooth white pedestal that is almost always empty. On its plate, a single warning is written: do not look when it's occupied, nothing else, no explanation. Just that. I've posted here before. Some of you might remember that I got this job through a very unconventional source. It was a listing deep inside the dark corners of the internet, the kind of place where you feel you shouldn't be. The pay was ridiculously high for something so simple, watching over a temporary exhibition. The requirements were minimal: absolute discretion, tolerance to silence, and full night availability. I accepted without thinking. Money has a strange way of making us ignore every red flag. The first day was odd, but not alarming. The woman who welcomed me looked more like a ghost than a person. Tall, thin, and emotionless. She just gave me a quick tour through the main hall, a massive gray room with dim lights that flickered from time to time. The air smelled of dust, old varnish, and humidity. She said, "Just observe. Don't interact with anything. And remember the rule about the pedestal." She never explained what occupied meant. I assumed it referred to when an artwork was placed on top. The first few nights went by easily. I'd clock in, turn on the security cameras, and read or watch videos to pass the time. But soon, the silence became unbearable. It wasn't normal silence. It was alive. It stretched and breathed with me. It listened. Then small things began to change. A sudden drop in temperature, a metallic smell that appeared and vanished minutes later, shadows that shifted even though the light stayed still, and always at the center that empty pedestal, watching me. I started to feel eyes on me even when I was alone. Sleep became impossible. Every time I closed my eyes, I dreamt of statues standing on white pedestals, surrounded by fog, staring directly at me. Someone here once told me to look online for information about the exhibition. But the thing is, it had no name. The job listing never mentioned the museum's name either, only a private collection on temporary loan. On the fifth night, curiosity won. I searched, "Artist exhibition, do not look when occupied." Results were scarce but disturbing. A forum of collectors talking about a secret gallery where the artworks look back at you. Another link mentioned soul entrapment through art, creepy nonsense. Until I saw the images, dozens of identical pedestals, empty, colorless, lifeless. Yet I swear something was moving just at the edge of sight. I slammed the laptop shut, but the unease stayed. That night, something changed. While patrolling with my flashlight, I stopped in front of 3 paintings I'd seen hundreds of times. My mother, my father, and the sleeper in the corner. They had never looked special before. But now, the paintings seemed to move. In my mother, a gray ocean began to stir, waves shifting slightly as if wind blew inside the frame. Then I saw her. A figure leaned forward from within the painting, slow and human-like, as if trying to take a closer look at me. I stumbled backward, my heart hammering. I told myself it was a reflection, until I noticed another face next to mine. A pale woman's face, eyes hollow, smiling faintly. When I turned around, nothing. But her reflection was gone too. The second painting, my father, showed a dark forest. In the reflection beside me stood an old man with gray skin, whispering silently. That's when I realized the truth. The paintings didn't show images, they showed presences. When I reached the sleeper in the corner, I froze. In its reflection I could see my own desk, and on top of it, a crouched figure, still, long-armed and breathing. I whispered, "What the hell is that?" And then the front door creaked open. It was the same woman. She walked in calmly and said, "Just checking everything's fine." I muttered that yes, everything was fine. Before leaving, she stopped and said, "Sometimes it will try to trick you, so you'll look at it. Don't." Then she left. The silence returned. I opened my laptop again just to distract myself. The last tab was still open, the pedestal photos. But this time, my reflection in the screen wasn't alone. Behind me, something darker than shadow leaned over the real pedestal. It moved closer, filling the entire screen. The pedestal was no longer empty. I couldn't breathe. A soft creak echoed behind me, a step on the wooden floor. I slammed the laptop shut. The air turned freezing cold. I repeated to myself, "Don't look when it's occupied." I grabbed my things and left without turning off the lights. The hallway felt endless, each step followed by another, slightly delayed. At the exit, a cold breath brushed my neck. I didn't look back. That doesn't count, I thought. I didn't look directly. It doesn't count, but once outside I turned just once. Through the museum window I saw it, the pedestal no longer empty. A tall figure stood upon it, head tilted, skin the color of dust, motionless. Yet I knew it was looking at me. I never went back. The woman's number is disconnected. The museum no longer exists on any map. A few days ago, I received an email with no sender, no text, just one image attached, a pedestal, empty again, and a single phrase written below in golden letters, "Welcome back. Night shift assigned." I haven't opened the attachment, and I never will, because what if this time it counts? Before we finish, if you enjoyed this video or have a similar story, share it in the comments, give it a like, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe so we can keep growing together as a community.